Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunya IAS. Now, if you have political science optional and your target year is 2027, we have a PSR 300 plus program. So first, I will explain this to you, right? And of course, if you have doubts, you can reach back later. I will first start by asking that what problems, okay, students face in PSIR. And I'm asking this question keeping in mind the students who are watching this would have already completed their foundation. In fact, the PSI 300 plus program is for the students who are already well versed with the foundation. Now, they would have done maybe this the last year or 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whenever they had done it. So, the basic assumption that I have when I'm making this proposition is that you've already have your foundation done, right? Now, of course, I'm not asking you that whether you when was the last time you revised it. Now, what are the problems, right? One is, for example, you will have very bulky notes of your foundation, right? The moment your notes are bulky, the issue is that you will not be able to revise it multiple times. And as a consequence, your interconnections, the frequency of writing tests, that takes a hit. Second thing is the P1 or P2 problem, which means either you are good in one paper or maybe one section, the other you are not as good. And generally, based on the interactions of students and the kind of queries that we get, it is here in many cases you are not sure about the current affairs. Sometimes the issue is you know what the idea is, but when it comes to writing, you're not able to put it across. Fine. One is bulky notes, P1, P2 problem. And if we go deeper, the fundamental issue is theory and current affairs integration is not there. And the reason is perhaps you would have done your foundation some time back. You did not have the time to add this part. Or perhaps you have done the foundation, but perhaps this part was not addressed enough. So again, the issue is you don't have enough confidence. Other students may have problems that there are so many scholars, there are so many keywords, okay, how to keep a tab, and sometimes this becomes very overwhelming. But the last and the biggest problem that I will generally get from the students, that they have done foundation, they are equally sorted in that. Of course, they have big notes, but the main issue that they have is this. Now, both things, how to write answers, and I will go one step beyond that you are not able to write well, right? You're stuck in a loop. On some portions, you are writing fairly well. These are some of the problems that I get. Second is some students who have already given mains. Right? Just allow me a second. I think we have. Okay, finally it is here. Right. Somebody who has already given mains, yet stuck in some scores, stuck in low scores. And here also similar problems are there, right? Not having short, crisp notes, current affairs not integrated, right? Similarly, scholar keywords issue, or perhaps any of these common problems, right? That maybe you good in one paper in answer writing, but not. For all these problems, we have the PSI 300 plus program, wherein what we aim to do, number one, we help you create summaries. Second, constant current affairs integration happens. Third, you get practice questions, hence the name 300 plus. Let's say you're done with any topic, you do its practice questions and you see the model answers, and then you attempt the test. So it is also a dedicated test series. Many a times you join a test series, but some portions are remaining, you would not have had made your summaries. Okay. And the test series here includes 14 sectional tests and 6 FLTs. Right. On top of that, I'll be taking care of your progress in the course. There will be one-to-one discussions of the tests that you write, and overall mentorship. right? Now, one thing you will also wonder that how is this going to happen? So here, I'll also be showing that the kind of summary sheets which we'll be having. So this is the schedule that you have. Okay, you will go to the Sunya website. You can again have a look at it. The 6th July, this is the most upcoming recent batch. Let's say you have an orientation session on 6th July, okay, followed by the classes IPT, you can see. Now, if you carefully notice, you have dedicated current affairs sessions in the schedule, right? Session 2, session 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. So this will tell you that how the current affairs is going to be done, okay? And in current affairs, both paper 1B and paper 2, 2A and 2B will be done in the course. Now, one important thing, if you look at the schedule, is we are wrapping all of this by December, because mostly the students will prepare for prelims from January onwards. So at least you will have the confidence that you've written 14 sectional tests and 2 FLTs, okay, before January, right? And you can also write the other 4 FLTs after prelims. So this aims to be a year-long, right, PSIR answer writing program with focus on hand holding, right? Now, like I told you, this is a summary sheet that you get. I hope that you are able to see this. Plato, the questions on Plato in the last 10 years, introduction, influences, books. You can see some blank boxes, keywords, influence, ideas, theory of justice, education, ideal state, communism, feminist, Plato as the father of political philosophy, right? Criticism, defense. Now, the entire WPT we will be consolidating in this format, okay? And this will hardly take us around 16 to 20 pages, entire WPT. Maybe for this entire WPT, you have thick 2 registers, which again brings me to my point that here the idea is that we do summaries. Summaries give you the confidence of consolidating and simplifying your subject, which you can again read. Current affairs integration again makes you very updated. Practice questions and model answers, these have to be done before the test. So you have done your classes, you have revised it, you can go back to your foundation notes, etc., current affairs, etc., practice questions, you see the questions, you see the model answers, and then you write the test. And the schedule is very comfortable. You have gaps in between, so we know you'll be also doing GS or maybe some other state exam if you're preparing for that, etc. So the test that you write, okay, and post the test, of course, this includes evaluation, the test series. It includes test discussion. And post your copy gets checked, you will also can avail one-to-one discussion of the test. So also to know what are the points of improvement. And I will have again 2 types of students, one who has not written any mains yet and one who has already written mains, but they have specific problems in specific sections. Okay. So the whole idea is in the PSI 300 plus program, right? The comprehensive program that we have, the idea is to put our best effort, okay, and then solidify and maximize our scores in this optional. Okay. So the batch starts from the 6th of July. If you have any doubt, you can reach out to the Sunya team, visit the offline centers. Let's say if you happen to be in Delhi, can also visit, even interact with me if that is the case. All right. Or directly go to Sunya website. Okay. Here you will see optional 300 and then PSIR enrichment 6th July. See the batch which you're looking for. View details. Right. Here you can see the course planner, right? Summary notes. All of this is properly outlined here, which you can avail and look at. Fine. And again, if you have a doubt, you can be connected with me as well. The main idea is whatever is your pain point in the optional, we are going to try and reduce that and in fact help you with the confidence which is needed for this optional. Okay. So looking forward to see you in the classes. Thank you.